From the amount of pain that this team has caused the Buffalo Bills prior to Josh Allen, I need to witness a slaughter. Yo ho ho, Bills Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Show. As always, your host, Dan Mitchell. Say that you're new here. I am an avid member of the Bills Mafia, and I regularly put out content about the Buffalo Bills and the NFL. If that is your cup of tea, I highly recommend subscribing to this channel, and as always, smashing the ever-living out of that like button. So yeah, Bills Mafia, we are going up into our third divisional game, and we are about as desperate as always to come out with a W. We are currently 0-2 in the division. While we have the same record as the Miami Dolphins, we are still at second place, and that has to do largely with the fact that we just can't win a divisional game. This is our opportunity to do so. However, I feel like, as always, since this is a divisional game, it's going to be a little closer than anticipated. As always, this is going to be my preview video where I dissect and tell you what I think the Buffalo Bills offense needs to do against the New England Patriots defense, and what I think the Bills defense needs to do against the New England Patriots offense in order to secure that first divisional win. Right before we dive into it though, I do need to give just a giant shout out to today's sponsor, and that just so happens to be Prize Picks. Prize Picks is hands down the #1 player prop bet platform on the market today. The entire process is super simple, and all you do is pick 2 to 6 players, and if you predict correctly based off of Prize Picks projections, whether or not that player goes above or under, then you have the potential of seeing some serious cash. The best part about it is that they are hooking up my audience. The second that you sign up for the app, make sure that you use code DONMAFIA, and Prize Picks will match your initial deposit all the way up to $100 at 100%. So essentially, you're getting free money, and if you know what you're doing, then you can turn that into easy money. So whatever you're doing, pause this video and download Prize Picks today. The New England Patriots. Like I said at the intro of this video, I always love seeing the Bills get their revenge on this team. Particularly last year, right after that terrible win game, the Buffalo Bills put a damn hurting on the Patriots, and I want to see that exact same thing on Thursday night. Now, it's not going to be an easy one, whether or not that we want to say that it's with injuries to blame or whether or not that the Patriots have a very, very good defense. We need to be able to make sure that we play some perfect football. So starting off with the Patriots offense, we need to understand a couple of things. This team is struggling tremendously in just about every single offensive stat besides the run game. But that really can't be a surprise to us because the Patriots, largely since the departure of Tom Brady, that has been their main focal point, but really in several statistics they have been struggling. This could have to do with the fact that they have Matt Patricia calling plays, which is certainly odd because prior to his days over in Detroit, he has ended up switching over into offense as he returned to New England. However, this team, they are bottom of the league in overall third down conversions, red zone efficiency. Really anything that has to do with the passing game has not been effective for them whatsoever, or really just being able to put up points at all. I'm pretty sure that they have about 22 points per game, which is well at the bottom of the league. Matt Patricia is frankly However, we do need to look at Mac Jones to start off. This is their second-year quarterback. Outside of his deep ball efficiency, which in my opinion, he has a very, very good deep ball as a young quarterback, this kid has seen his share of struggles, and a lot of it has to do with pressure. Now, normally during my videos, you'll hear me sort of highlight the differences between, hey, this quarterback's completion percentage is much better when he's kept clean, and then it falls downhill tremendously when he gets pressured. Well, duh, no shit, Dan. That's every quarterback on the face of the planet. Mac Jones's splits are a lot more significant than you could even imagine. This kid goes from a decent quarterback when kept clean to the quarterback ever to exist when he experiences any sort of pressure. Now, this is including organic pressure, and then this is also including blitzing. Some quarterbacks in the NFL, you can think of Josh Allen, you could think of Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. These quarterbacks will make you pay if you blitz them not the case for Mac Jones. His efficiency goes down ridiculously. And I think that this statistic is going to help out the Bills and fall into the Bills' favor due to the fact that we're not going to have Von Miller out there. Gregory Rousseau is still up in the air of whether or not that he can play, and we're weak on the outside of our defensive ends. So, Leslie Frazier, dial up the blitz. Send Milano. Send Edmonds, who's healthy, by the way. Sounds like he's going to play on Thursday. Send A.J. Klein. In order to make Mac Jones make mistakes, we have to get in his face and make him shit his pants. This kid's efficiency goes down tremendously, and that's how I see our defense really getting into his head and disrupting their overall offensive game plan. So, however, the New England Patriots, let's be honest with ourselves, their focal point is going to be Ramondre Stevenson, who is going to get a lot of looks on Thursday night, especially with the news that Damian Harris is not going to play. This guy does not fumble the football. This guy is massive. He's fast. He can run between the tackles. He's a threat in the passing game. That's going to be their main focal point when it comes to it. So the Buffalo Bills defense is going to have to keep an eye out on this guy and make sure that you limit the damage as much as humanly possible. I have a feeling that this running back is going to be elite within the next couple of years, and we are going to see a lot of him. So whether or not that we need to have literally our entire linebacking core run to him when we see him attempt to run through any of the tackles, make a play on the outside of the zone, we need to keep an eye out for this guy. I'm not scared of the Patriots receivers. And so they do have Jacoby Myers, who's the leading receiver. They have Nelson Aguilar, who's very fast. With the dropping problems are common knowledge. And then, of course, they have Devontae Parker. Now, Mac Jones does have a very good deep ball, like I did mention, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do even try to incorporate the pass that they are going to be targeting Dane Jackson and whoever is lined up against him. We're just going to need our secondary to play the ball, make sure that we don't let Mac Jones have that sort of opportunity of getting it down to his receivers via the deep ball. However, I just have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of Ramondre Stevenson. So as far as the Bills' defensive game plan, make it your number one priority to put in as many blitz packages as possible, and we're going to need guys to step up. We're going to need Shaq Lawson to step up and Jordan Phillips. We need Ed Oliver to have another big game, and some of our depth on our defensive ends. Pressure on Mac Jones is going to be key, and make your damn tackles and limit what Ramondre Stevenson can do. So then it comes down into the Patriots defense, and this shouldn't come to a surprise to anybody, because I feel like this team has had a top 10 defense for the entire time that Bill Belichick has been the coach of this organization. And when I say top 10, they are very, very good. I'm talking top 5 overall defense. They are number 6 when it comes into scoring defense. And so they're 6th in the league for turnovers. They're 2nd in the league for QB pressures. They're 2nd in the league for sacks. This team is so well coached. And it's not even like we're seeing a bunch of core players. Bill Belichick has an absolute parade of depth that is continuously switching out of not only the defensive line, but literally the entire defense as a whole. That defensive line is led, of course, by Matthew Judon, who is currently leading the league in overall sacks. This front seven has been causing offensive lines and quarterbacks, for the most part, nightmares. And it doesn't necessarily look good, especially with how our offensive line is looking, with Deion Dawkins most likely being out. Mitch Morse might be coming back. Let's cross our fingers on that, but expect Josh Allen to experience a lot of pressure. Stats show that the New England Patriots can get to the quarterback. Now, their secondary is very efficient as well. However, there is one weakness on this defense that I can see the Buffalo Bills being able to take advantage of, and that is their overall speed. I cannot really point out a player on their defense where I'm like, wow, this is eye-opening speed right here. Already established that this defensive line, front seven, is very talented. So we're not going to be able to run the ball against this team. So we're going to have to beat them via the pass. Luckily, Josh Allen has had success against this team, but challenge that middle of the field. Literally spread out 5 pass catchers and flood their scheme with playmakers. Whether or not that you need a bunch of slants, some horizontal routes from Isaiah McKenzie, there's maybe some drags every now and again from Diggs, Gabe Davis. They're not very fast, and flood the lanes with as many playmakers as possible and just trust Josh Allen to hit his guys. That's a way that we're going to be able to attack this defense. And Josh Allen just needs to be able to do what he does best and extend plays, because this defensive line is going to have a lot of wins against where our current offensive line is currently sitting. So he's going to have to be able to go outside of the pocket, make guys miss. Like I said, this is not a fast defense, so I can see some opportunities there. Number 2, don't give up the ball. Do not give up the ball. The Buffalo Bills have done good in the past 2 weeks of only turning the ball over once in the past 2 games. We have to continue this, because when you look at the Bills, we are basically last in the league for turnovers allowed. So the New England Patriots are taking the ball away a lot. So we need to take care of the football. Don't give them any opportunities. And so I really don't trust their offense to take the game and ride the game away. We need to make sure that we take care of the football, give up on running the ball. This is going to be a pass game that we need Josh Allen to deliver on. Just beat the table, baby. This is Buffalo Bills football. And so, yeah, Bills Mafia, that's going to be my preview for the day. Do me a favor, leave a comment. What are your thoughts of the keys to beating the New England Patriots? What is your game prediction, final score prediction? I always love hearing that. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Show. And before I let you go, you better always remember, let's go Buffalo.